Okay, narrator, let's humor you. Or at least until I get bored and decide to stop humoring you because something catches my attention for a moment. Which I will never promise will not happen.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You're like some kind of prophet. It's incredible. It's almost as if you made the game. Actually, he didn't.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find it. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I recognize this little room from the demo. There's not going to be anyone here. There is there? Executive bathroom. No, I need to go in. It's important. You don't understand how important this is. It's the most important thing that's ever happened to me. There's not even a secretary, but there's 2 phones. Nope. Can't take the throw pillows.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Amazingly, by reading ahead on the subtitles, I was able to figure out what the password was, almost as if by magic. Some fourth wall breaking nightmare magic. It's a big button. Uh-oh. This is no longer my happy place. Can I, no. Okay, that's going really fast. And here we are. Another place that's new. Okie dokie. I wonder how many branches there are.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Or it was gas.
Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Just drinking soda too fast, usually. That usually helps. Well, this looks portally.
He walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
You don't say. I can't wait. Let's check it out.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
You say that, but...
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
That effort is called the W key. I love it. What is going to happen? Is this like an incinerator? Just a hole? Let's find out. I think it was a hole. Maybe he was lying. Maybe it was a pretty sweet, awesome place. You never know. Why would a hallway that long exist? Okay, this is creepy, actually. Okay, it's not funny anymore. Can I go? No.
Word into motion, and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise. He reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
If I'm a loser, you're the loser that narrates the loser's life. Just so you know.
To his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
So this is what anxiety feels like. Oh.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? That narrator sounds funny in slow motion. Almost feminine, you might say. Stanley? The Stanley... That's a logo. That's the logo of the game. What?
It would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
It's a solid wall. White room. Unfinished swan.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
Just the path
Do
I
you see
took?
now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh my god. This is too meta-fi of me. What? Nature paintings. Yes, that's accurate, I suppose. Although I would mostly say that they're photos with a filter. That one might not even have a filter. That one might just be a photo, period. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the 2 doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. That's the path we take until we leave. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. There's the 2 doors, the first decision of the entire game. The 2 doors. The set of 2 open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. The exploration of the contradiction this room posed. This is bizarre. It's like playing Frog Fractions, kind of. The weird part where it becomes... It's like, this is a normal game with nothing weird than 5 seconds, and you're like, it's immediately weird! And meta! Do you see how meta we're being? Ah, my eyes... let's not look up anymore. Let's never look up ever again. Optimism is dead forever. The office. There's 3 different doors. Do they open? You never know. They're clearly just like props, but you never know if like it'll open to like a dimension. Portal technology. I can't jump right now. Alright, wait, I don't think I can jump in this game actually. Button sounds. They oscillate, or they deviate at least. A selection of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Davey Redden, the guy who also went on to make the Beginner's Guide. Made using Source by Valve. Kevan Brighting. That's the voice we keep hearing throughout the game. I'm in the credits in episode 2. I technically just found the credits in the second episode. What? Office computers. I win. You've defeated them. What is this? The office. Maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. Wow, those are straight up the, there's no texture here. Yeah. Those are the wall icon, the wall texture you get in when you don't have a texture in your Valve game. I mean, your Source game. Can't see the images because of all this text. Someone could just get rid of this text, maybe. Then I would see what was what this game was about. Larger words. The point of the Stanley Parable HD remix is to lose. The point of the Stanley Parable HD remix is to win. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image. Was the clock there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? These are screenshots of the Stanley Parable HD remix. More endings, fewer endings, more narrations, more narrators, fewer narrators, more Stanley, less Stanley. Greenlight. In September 2012, we submitted Stanley Parable to Greenlight, Valve's process for approving games on Steam. The Greenlight page had only a series of cryptic photos, which were still enough to win the community's approval. Was that them? Is that the photos that they had on the Greenlight page? This is getting too meta now. It's getting too weird. Am I Stanley? Are you spying on me? What? Are these donation messages? How? Narrator emails. Good. Could you tell me what the significance of the number 1112800 is? Anthony W. What is the strange number? After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator questions. While we had initially planned for these in further use these in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Well, playing the Stanley Parable helped me make friends. I don't have any friends. Sol I. Terry. Sol I. Solitary. Oh my god, that name. Okay. The lounge. Early version of the lounge. I barely know these locations. I've been playing it for so little time that I don't have, like... These are not significant locations for me yet, which makes this all the more amusing. Because it's like the game patting itself on the back when I have never seen anything before. The cargo lift. I've been on a cargo lift before, but not that one. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted to look more like a place where cargo actually was stored. Okay, so that's what it looked like originally, but now it looks like a giant, ridiculous suicide room. Cargo lift was originally intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping on a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we wanted the option for the player falling to their death, which is an additional thing that was available when I went there. Wait, what's the countdown? The apartment timer? Previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending. A time where it would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not pick up the phone would lead to a different ending. Oh, jeez. Okay. Meeting room? There's different layouts. One option, two option, one option vent. Let's see. I should probably skim more of this, because at some point it's going to just start potentially spoiling elements, but looking around seems interesting. This is like super basic zoning. The game is now paused. Begin game. Well, that's a pause menu. Zending. That just looks like Portal. That just looks like an actual Portal room. Zending levers. Levers were originally part of Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color lever they had pulled. It doesn't work. No. The screenshot depicts an early version of the game of the ending known as Zending. Eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. This is weird. How many endings are technically around here? There's one exit. Countdown desk. Oh, that's creepy. Aha, I pressed the button. You can't beat me now. Freedom ending. The beta freedom ending. Monitor room elevator. Countdown. Jesus. Did I take the specific path that shows me the whole game? I could get lost here. There's too many directions, actually. This is the most complicated part of the entire game from a layout perspective. Stanley's office. Tell me about his office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second in March 2012, third in February 2013. That's years of Stanley's offices. And it's not even a very important difference from one to the other. They added the technology to open drawers. Whoa! I feel like I should flee this place. But what if there's an ending hidden here, and I don't even know? That's an on-off switch for the entire game, isn't it? Does it just close the game if I switch it, or is that the ending? I want to look around a little bit more. Just because this place is weird. Office clock. Boss's office. Yep, that's what making Gary's mod levels looks like, basically. Basic source mod placing of objects stuff. Underground. Oh yeah, that's where it shows between escape and mind control.
Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you?
Kevan Brighting voiced the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from the early takes that were not used in the final game.
This elevator for sure would get him right back on track to where he was supposed to be in the story.
Trying to find where the audio is coming from is kind of hard. I kind of can't hear it. It's like they're taunting me with like just barely out of range audio. I can't tell if that's intentional or not. Let's go to the exit. This has been a strange episode.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I keep wanting surprises in these dark rooms.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
The only way to win is not to play. But also, I just let it happen. Wait, I still have to? I actually do have to hit quit. Even when I die, I have to quit. It just sits there otherwise.
This is the story of a man.
Definitely been to that part. Well, the loop begins anew, I suppose.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Yeah, so what could it mean?
He decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nope, that's not a choice. Let's find another route over here this time.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's very
Yes, truly a room worth
optimistic of
admiring.
you.
But eager
Bye.
to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Right, you want me to go here. Does this cut across back? That looks like it does cut across back to where we were before. But what if I didn't? Let's take the lift.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Let's go to the top this time.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Okay, I'm starting to feel weird about how much I'm realizing.
Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Is this voice act? No, it can't be, can he? He's starting to remind me so much of the villain of Final Fantasy 15, the voice actor. Noctis. Well, now we're here. Now we're suggesting there's a she somewhere?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Make me. Oh, he's not talking now. I'm sad. Does the door open? Doesn't open, actually. Can I unplug it?
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
No.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
No, stop. I'm scared.
That's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice.
Hey, guys.
Years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house.
My face is stuck this way.
Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic.
My cheeks were paralyzed in an
A
accident.
person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What? No. You can't make me do things. No.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world,
You won't.
just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
I think this video game just said that genocide's okay.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago.
No.
And see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Are we going back into the same room again? What if I just plug it back in? Oh, wait, is there no plug there? There is no plug there. At all. Danger. Danger everywhere. That's a lot of cigarettes next to wood and cardboard. Seems dangerous to me, honestly. Are you shepherding me? Oh. He's trying to trap me. Now that I've been identified as a human who can make decisions, he is now the same lift is here, but now it has a fence, so I can't get on and off of it.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
But I want to.
Character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Never tell this narrator about that one Ryan Reynolds movie where the main character dies halfway through. I was gonna say the name, and then I realized that that's immediately a spoiler. But you know the one if you know the one, and I know the one, and that was a cool movie, so shut up. Having main characters die suddenly can be good for the story if you do it right. Well, wow, they're making me go all the way back, huh? They've learned from their mistakes that they can't let me do any decisions at all. So they're gonna Call of Duty this.
You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
In fact, this can only end tragically with me going into the mind control.
Exactly as Stanley would.
No.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This is what I think of your decision. Nothing to say, sir? Nothing to say? Okay, then how about this?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
I did it because deformed objects amuse me. Look at this stuff. Yay. Whoa. That's a fun effect. Look at that. Can I open you? Oh, why do you... Oh, it's all borked. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Huh. Neat. And... Oh. I can't do the decision again? Dang it. But I really want to. Do you understand that? Oh, I'm being shepherded, aren't I? No. Oh.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
No. Have you ever considered just not being sad all the time? Okay, there we go. That's not a happy sound either. That's bad sounds. What? Okay, we're not fully shut down yet.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Have you considered writing a book?
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But what if I just made it worse?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Whoa.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Whoa.
I'm quite sure you'll be
What?
up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
That was new.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Is it gonna break more? It's somehow like
No!
reset.
Why did you do that?
What made it reset?
Hurry.
Does the
Just
door...
behave exactly as Stanley
I think
would.
the door
That
resets
means
it
choosing
now.
responsibly
Whoa.
and always putting the story
Weird.
first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Okay, I
Just
guess
follow
I'll...
my lead
I
and
guess
you'll
I'll
be
do it
fine.
now.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Here we go. Sure. Is everything broken this time or not? Nope, not this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
He locked the broom closet. I feel like I should acknowledge that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
He's trying to hem me in, isn't he?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
This is a different room.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this until he saw
their
the
business
door
strategy is to
with a
shoot
receiver
pandas.
next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Do I have to say it out loud? Night Shark 115?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Oh, I see what we're doing here. I am the most expensive boss. Oh, man.
Is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
That poor panda. It just looks so sad.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Wow.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
The fuck?
Is everything all right?
Oh.
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please.
I love that he's having a breakdown because the game didn't put me in him correctly, so I'm not in Stanley.
This is more important than you can ever know.
And we're watching the credits again.
The story needs it.
Twice in one episode.
So, are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
I can't tell if something else is gonna happen. Oh, no. What is my life? What? Okay, here we are again. Sure. Why not? Let's get out of there before it closes on me. Okay. Sure.